So, guys, this was the moment Mr. Peter Obi visited Mr. Dele in prison. That's the correctional center located in Ekiti State. This happened after Mr. Peter Obi himself visited Chief Afe Babalola and had some discussions with him. We are just wondering if the outcome of this visit was actually what led to Mr. Dele being granted bail yesterday. Don't forget that it was meant to be the next day. I mean, it was meant to be today that Mr. Dele was to be arraigned, but they now granted him bail yesterday, being Monday. So who knows if this visit played a role? We don't know, and I can't really say. But let me read out what Mr. Moses wrote on his Twitter account. He said, today, Mr. Peter Obi traveled from Lagos to Ekiti State, dedicating the entire day to meaningful engagements. He visited Afe Babalola at his office within the Afe Babalola University, where they had in-depth discussion on critical issues, including the situation of activists and lawyer Dele. Following this, Mr. Peter Obi proceeded to the prison facility where Dele is being held. In a private meeting, he expressed solidarity and engaged in a candid exchange aimed at addressing the prevailing challenges. So Mr. Peter Obi actually was there to make sure that, all these issues were resolved or are resolved. And I don't know if this visit actually played the role that led to Mr. Dele bail, happening yesterday, because it came as a surprise that he was, released that yesterday on bail. And don't forget that, this lawyer said, that they were not going to release him until he retracts, or he apologizes, he retracts, and he withdraws the book that is already in circulation. But we're happy to see that Mr. Dele was actually out of jail that yesterday. So I'm going to let you just take a look at what Aisha Yesufu has got to say about this. But we must applaud Mr. Peter Obi, because some people were already saying, what is the obedient movement doing? Why are they not? We all know the situation of the country. Should you even go for protest? Guess who they will go after? Is Peter Obi. I mean, if the obedient family say, oh, we want to protest, we want to shut down the country, it is Peter Obi. They will ask DSS to go pick Peter Obi, and they will say Peter Obi is the one inciting his followers to go on the street. But Peter Obi is very logical in his thinking, and he just went directly to Afe Babalola and spoke to him, and also went to the prison to see Mr. Dele. I think this is really a welcome development, because Mr. Dele himself will feel relieved that he has people. For Peter Obi to have met him in prison before he was released, I think that was really a very good move, and we must applaud Peter Obi for that step that he took. So guys, let me just allow you to take a look at how Aisha Yesufu explained and narrated everything that happened, and some of the reactions that obedient family is receiving. Take a look.
Dr. Moses Paul, who shared this on his X handle. He said, today Mr. Peter Obi traveled from Lagos to Ekiti State, dedicating the entire day to meaningful engagement. He visited Afe Babalola at his office within the Afe Babalola University, where they had in-depth discussion on critical issues, including the situation of activist and lawyer Dele. Following this, Mr. Peter Obi proceeded to the prison facility where Dele is being held. In a private meeting, he expressed solidarity and engaged in candid exchange aimed at addressing the prevailing challenges. This was signed by Dr. Mo. So this is what you have out here. Mr. Peter Obi has gone to Ekiti State and waded into the situation. He did a press, not a press statement. He did a statement which was put out on his X handle when this whole situation happened. And then, of course, definitely he has been working behind the scene to see as much as possible how all of this will be resolved amicably. Mr. Peter Obi, in the statement that he had done following this arrest, this mentioned the fact that he himself, he has been maligned, he has been accused, he has been insulted, he has been called all sorts of names, but he has never used, the police, to abduct anyone or to use so the excessive force. We all know that the Nigerian police is available to the highest bidder, and as long as you have money, you give them some money, they're going to do whatever it is that you want to do. But there are some people who have the restraint to not use that illegal power that is available. And so he had called that, he had mentioned that people, that they should try and work this out and resolve this in a very amicable manner. Let them follow the due process of the law. The due process of the law can be very, very slow, very, very frustrating. I totally agree, especially in Nigeria. But at the end of the day, we must do what is relevant. We must do what is right. We must do what is just, no matter how frustrating it is, no matter how, the incentive it is to do the wrong thing, the right thing must always be done. And so Mr. Peter Obi has been there. But then if you look at some of the statements they have been going on, like someone said, I saw this now in part of the comments that were coming on, someone saying, my opinion yesterday, everything is not about online engagement and a lot is done offline. Thanks, Peter Obi and Dr. Paul. So he was reacting to this message by Dr. Moses Paul that see the things that Mr. Peter Obi has been engaging in. And sometimes, people just think that, things are, it's only what they see online, they don't see certain things online. Well, people have a right to actually do express their opinion, I believe. And then this is what he had to say. He said, this is what I will love to point out. And this was, I think it was something he wrote yesterday. This particular person called Eric Fash at Eric Fash 2029. He said, people coming online to say obedient movement is not doing anything for Uncle Dele Farotimi. We will come here and listen to what the likes of Peter Obi, Aisha Yesufu, Sarah Ibrahim, Maurice Monye, Miss Pels, Dr. Moyunusa, Det Baba Ahmed, Alex Oti, with your ears, and you'll be shocked. I'm not in any way close to these people, but I have studied them for a long time and seen that they are dependable and fighters. Everything is not about online noise. If all you can do is protest, stand in front of your house with a placard, a lot is being done, but we all must remember Dele Farotimi is a fighter and he won't back down. However, if anyone has problem with obedient movement, speak up in sensible way, not calling the movement a cult group. No one ties anyone to the movement. I haven't been able to follow the conversation that he is talking about, because as it is currently, I am actually 8 hours behind Nigeria. I'm not in Nigeria, and this is one of the things that I love about me being a private, citizen. Like when people talk about, Aisha, why are you not running for office? Like, honestly, it's from a selfish point of view. I'm not in Nigeria, and I'm not coming back to Nigeria till January. There are moments I travel a lot. I can just pick up my bag and say, okay, I'm going somewhere. I went out for my daughter's graduation. Before then, I had a speaking engagement in South Africa. I went then down to UK for my daughter's what's it called now, graduation. I'm currently in Canada, visiting a friend in a particular time, and then in the next by next week or thereabout, in a week from now, 2 weeks from now, I'm going to move to another end of Canada. When I'm done by January, I'm going back to UK and then later coming back to Nigeria. So I'm a bit like, so it's somehow disconcerting. The time I'm waking up over there is the time that news are already going off. They've gone fast. So I've not been able to follow the trends to see what this guy is related to. But I see a lot of people, of course, there are a lot of mischief people who will put these things. One of the things I remember Eunice Satanko even doing a press statement as soon as Dele Farotimi, was arrested. And whatever anyone is doing, nobody is doing anything for Dele Farotimi. We are all doing everything for our individual selves. We are victims, we are oppressed, we are in chains. The only thing is that Mr. Dele Farotimi's chain has been made physical. It's not the one that is invisible. All of us are wearing invisible chains, and so whatever fight we're fighting to also liberate ourselves. Like Mr. Dele Farotimi would always say, we are not even citizens. We fool ourselves that we are citizens. We are not even citizens in this country, where people have taken over power and use it anyhow. So whatever the extent they want to use it for, and use it to subjugate other people, to oppress other people, to suppress other people, to deny people of their rights. So in being a voice, you're not doing Mr. Dele Farotimi a favor. You're only doing that which is right, and nobody owes the things that they are doing Mr. Dele Farotimi a favor. No, you're only doing that which is right, and the shared humanity that we have and the social contract that we have demands that we do, the needful. When one of us is taken, all of us are taken. When one of us is incarcerated, all of us are incarcerated. When the right of one of us is denied, all our rights are denied. We are all victims, waiting to happen. So on that conversation, but there are quite a lot of people also that go on, and then you see some, for the ones I pity the most are the ones who feel that they are exempted from this rot, who feel that they can escape, that it will not happen to them, that they can never be victim. That level of delusion, sometimes I wish I have it, so that you can just be free for a moment and just be foolishly going on in the things that you're doing. But let's not forget, like somebody said, Olusegun Gumbakare said, Peter Obi dialogue Showere protest, all is needed, but I would rather prefer that protest, because we're dealing with mad people that need the same level of madness. In building nation, you all have to deploy all strategies, and everything has to be on board. Multi-pronged approach is always the one that helps and that moves things to go on. And so we will not sit by and do nothing. We will continue to do every bit that we are doing with what we have. Remember that it is not just Dele Farotimi that they have arrested. They arrested all of us.
So, guys, I also want to suggest that, Mr. Dele Farotimi has been released on bail. Nobody knows if Peter Obi was the one that paid for this bail, this money that was paid, or if it was from Mr. Dele Farotimi's pocket itself. Some people have been suggesting if the Obedient movement can raise this money for him, knowing that Mr. Dele Farotimi did not even commit anything that will warrant them collecting 50 million naira, and the situation in the country, we all know what is happening. The book that Mr. Dele Farotimi wrote that has gone viral, and they've been a lot of purchase. Don't forget that book is being dedicated to a particular children organization. I mean, taking care of children that are handicapped, that have some like autism and all those stuff. That's where Mr. Dele Farotimi dedicated every proceed that comes from this book that he wrote. So Obedience have been suggesting if something can be done for Mr. Dele Farotimi. I also want to lend my voice that would be a very welcome development. Just that we don't know how to go about this. Should somebody know how to go about this, I think let's amplify this and see how obedience can come together and put something together for Mr. Dele Farotimi, so that he can also use it to take care of because this is not a court process. It has to do with you hiring lawyers, going to court all the time. We know Nigerian process. They will want to drag it, but we just believe that the chief in Ekiti will have a rethink and know that this is even damaging his own reputation, and try to make sure that these things are settled. And we love it that Mr. Dele Farotimi said his mind in that book. Is also an eye-opening to Nigerians for us to know what is happening in the judiciary, because we are seeing the judiciary from the periphery, but I think there are a whole lot of rots going in the judiciary. So you can imagine after election, the decision, the final announcement that INEC will make will be bought by the courts, or even if they do it in the other side, they will go to the judges to buy the judges. So some of these are court rulings, some of these appeal court, Supreme Court final ruling, they are all influenced by the money. I mean, money play a huge role in who finally gains or wins the case in Nigeria. So, guys, let's see how we can support Mr. Dele Farotimi. Let's see how we can put up something, if it means bringing somebody like Aisha Yesufu, because, she has always been into all this accounting of a thing under Peter Obi's campaign. We can use her to set up maybe a GoFundMe or something like that for Mr. Dele Farotimi, just to support him and the cause he's into, because this is for the good of Nigeria. He's calling corrupt people that want to destroy this country, and I think he should be applauded. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.